That $5 piece of ginger from the grocery store can turn into 10 pounds of fresh organic ginger worth $100, and you can grow it entirely in containers on your patio. Ginger costs $8 to $12 per pound in stores, and most of it has been shipped thousands of miles, treated with growth inhibitors, and stripped of its peak flavor. But growing ginger at home is surprisingly easy, and containers are actually better than in-ground growing in most climates. Here's what most people don't know. Ginger grows slowly but produces massively. One small rhizome planted in spring turns into 10 to 20 times its original size by fall. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to grow ginger in containers and get huge harvests. From choosing the right containers and soil to planting techniques, care throughout the season, and harvest timing for maximum yield. This works anywhere: cold climates, hot climates, apartments, patios, balconies. If you have a container and a warm spot, you can grow ginger. Before we start, comment below. Have you tried growing ginger before? What happened? I want to hear your experiences. And if you love growing your own food and saving money, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel is about practical food growing that actually works. Let's start with the single most important decision: choosing your ginger rhizome. Choosing ginger rhizomes. Starting with the right ginger. Your harvest begins with choosing the right planting material. Not all ginger is created equal for growing. Source number 1. Grocery store ginger, most accessible. Pros: available everywhere, inexpensive, $3 to $5 per rhizome. You can see exactly what you're getting. Cons: often treated with growth inhibitors to prevent sprouting, may be old or damaged, unknown variety. How to choose grocery store ginger. Look for plump, firm rhizomes, not shriveled, multiple fingers or growing points, visible growth buds, small green or white bumps, fresh looking, not dried out, organic if possible, less likely to be treated. Avoid soft, mushy areas, rot, completely dry or shriveled, no visible growth buds, heavy chemical smell, breaking growth inhibitor dormancy. If using treated store ginger, soak in water overnight. This helps break dormancy and encourage sprouting. Source number 2. Garden centers and nurseries, best quality. Pros: selected for growing, not eating, untreated, ready to sprout, sometimes named varieties, guaranteed viable, ID. Cons: more expensive, $8 to $15 per rhizome. Seasonal availability, spring only. Limited selection. Source number 3. Online specialty suppliers. Pros: specialty varieties, yellow, pink, Hawaiian. Guaranteed viable seed ginger, larger selection. Cons: shipping costs, order timing matters, spring planting. Recommended varieties: common ginger, Zingiber officinale. Standard culinary ginger, most widely available. Hawaiian gingers, milder, less fibrous. Baby ginger, harvest young for tender, mild flavor. Which should you choose? First-timers. Start with organic grocery store ginger. Low risk, low cost, teaches the process. Serious growers. Invest in nursery seed ginger for guaranteed results. How much to buy? 1 rhizome finger, 2 to 3 inches long, per container. Buy a large rhizome and divide it into multiple plantable pieces. Containers and soil. Choosing the perfect container. Container selection directly impacts your harvest size. Bigger containers equals bigger harvests. It's that simple. Minimum container size. Small harvest, 2 to 3 times multiplication. 10 to 12 inch diameter pot, 10 to 12 inches deep, 3-gallon capacity. Medium harvest, 5 to 7 times multiplication. 14 to 16 inch diameter, 12 to 14 inches deep, 7 to 10-gallon capacity. Large extremity. Harvest, 10 to 15 times multiplication. 18 to 24 inch diameter, 14 to 18 inches deep, 15 to 20 plus gallon capacity. Container material. Plastic. Lightweight, retains moisture, inexpensive, best for most growers. Ceramic dash terra cotta. Beautiful but heavy, dries out faster, requires more watering. Fabric grow bags. Excellent drainage, air pruning of roots, easy storage. Great option. Wood. Natural, insulating, but eventually rots. Use untreated cedar or redwood. Critical container features. Drainage holes. Absolutely mandatory. Ginger rots in waterlogged soil. Width matters more than depth. Ginger rhizomes spread horizontally. Wide, shallow containers work better than narrow, deep ones. The perfect soil mix. Ginger needs light, rich, well-draining soil. Heavy clay or compacted soil produces small harvests. Recipe for ginger container mix. Option 1, simple. 60% quality potting soil, 30% compost, 10% perlite or coarse sand. Option 2, premium. 40% peat moss or coconut coir, 30% compost, 20% quality potting soil, 10% perlite or vermiculite. Why this mix works. Rich in organic matter. Ginger is a heavy feeder. Excellent drainage. Prevents rot. Moisture retention. Keeps roots hydrated but not waterlogged. Loose texture. Rhizomes expand easily. Avoid. Garden soil, too heavy, compacts in containers. Pure potting soil, not rich enough. Sand-heavy mixes, dry out too fast. pH preference, slightly acidic, 6.0 to 6.5 ideal. Pre-planting soil prep. Mix soil thoroughly. Moisten before planting. Easier to work with than dry soil. Planting ginger. Planting for maximum harvest. Proper planting technique sets up your entire growing season. Get this right, and everything else is easier. Timing. Best time. Early spring after last frost, March to May for most zones. Why spring? Ginger needs 8 to 10 months of warm growing time for full harvest. Warm climates, zones 9 to 11. Can plant year-round, but spring is still ideal. Cold climates. Must plant in spring to maximize growing season before fall. Preparing your ginger rhizome. Step 1. Examine for growing points. Look for growth buds, small green or white bumps. Each bud can produce a new shoot. Step 2. Divide large rhizomes, optional. If your rhizome has multiple fingers, you can divide it. Cut between fingers with clean, sharp knife. Each piece should have 1 to 3 growth buds. Let cut surfaces dry for 24 hours, prevents rot. Step 3. Pre-sprouting, optional, but recommended. Place rhizomes in shallow tray with moist, not wet, potting soil. Keep warm, 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Shoots emerge in 2 to 4 weeks. Benefits. Confirms viability, gets head start on growth. Planting process. Step 1. Fill container. Fill container 2/3 full with prepared soil mix. Leave 3 to 4 inches from rim for watering space. Step 2. Position rhizomes. Lay rhizomes horizontally on soil surface. Growth buds pointing up, critical. Space 6 to 8 inches apart if planting multiple pieces. Can plant 2 to 3 pieces in large containers. Step 3. Cover with soil. Add 2 to 3 inches of soil over rhizomes. Don't pack down. Keep loose. Soil surface should be 2 to 3 inches below container rim. Step 4. Water thoroughly. Water until it drains from bottom. Settles soil around rhizomes. Establishes good soil contact. Step 5. Label and date. Mark planting date. Note variety if known. Track for harvest timing. Initial placement. Place container in warm location, 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, until shoots emerge. Can be indoors near window or in greenhouse if outdoor temps are cool. Once shoots emerge, move to final growing location. What happens after planting? Week 1 to 2. No visible activity, root development underground. Week 2 to 4. First shoots emerge, like asparagus spears. Week 4 to 8. Rapid leaf development. Week 8 plus. Full foliage growth. Rhizome expansion. Common planting mistakes. Planting growth buds downward, shoots struggle to emerge. Planting too deep, delayed emergence, rot risk. Planting too shallow, rhizomes dry out. Compacting soil, restricts growth. Overwatering immediately, rot risk. Location and light. Finding the perfect growing spot. Ginger has specific light and temperature preferences. Get the location right, and growth is vigorous. Light requirements. Ideal. Bright indirect light or filtered sunlight. Partial shade. 3 to 5 hours of direct morning sun, shade afternoon. Avoid. Full intense sun, scorches leaves, stresses plants. Why partial shade works best. Ginger is a tropical understory plant. In nature, it grows under forest canopy with dappled light. Full sun causes leaf burn and yellowing, excessive water loss, stunted growth, smaller harvests. Best locations. Outdoors. East-facing, morning sun, afternoon shade, perfect. North-facing, bright shade all day, good. Under deciduous trees. Filtered light, excellent. Covered patio by porch, protected from intense sun, ideal. Avoid. South-facing full sun exposure, west-facing afternoon sun, too hot. Deep dense shade, inadequate light. Indoors. Bright window with indirect light, east or west-facing windows, supplement with grow lights if needed. 12 to 14 hours light daily. Temperature requirements. Optimal growing temperature. 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 to 29 degrees Celsius. Tolerable range. 70 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Growth slows. Below 70 degrees Fahrenheit or above 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Danger zone. Below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, growth stops, potential damage. Why temperature matters. Ginger is tropical, cold temperatures. Stop growth completely, can damage or kill plants, drastically reduce harvest size. Seasonal movement strategy. Spring. Start in warm, protected location. Summer. Move to partial shade, outdoor location. Fall. Move to protected area as temps drop. Winter. Cold climates. Move indoors or harvest before frost. Container advantage. Mobility is your superpower. Move containers to optimize conditions as seasons change. Watering and feeding. Water and nutrition for maximum growth. Ginger's watering needs change dramatically throughout the growing season. Understanding this is critical for huge harvests. Watering strategy. Early season, first 4 to 6 weeks after planting. Keep soil lightly moist but never soggy. Water when top 2 inches of soil dry. Less frequent watering, 2 to 3 times per week. Why? Reduces rot risk before shoots emerge. Active growth season. Shoots emerged through summer. Keep soil consistently moist. Water more frequently, every 1 to 2 days in hot weather. Soil should never dry out completely. Why? Rapid growth requires consistent moisture. Late season, 8 to 10 months, 8 to 10 months. Approaching harvest. Gradually reduce watering. Allow soil to dry more between waterings. Stop watering 2 to 3 weeks before harvest. Why? Triggers rhizome maturation, easier harvest, better storage. How to water properly. 1. Water soil surface, not foliage. 2. Water until it drains from bottom. 3. Empty saucer after 30 minutes, no standing water. 4. Water in morning when possible. Signs of watering problems. Overwatering. Yellowing leaves, mushy rhizomes, fungal growth, foul smell. Underwatering. Crispy leaf edges, wilting despite moist soil, stunted growth, premature dormancy. Feeding strategy. Ginger is a heavy feeder. Consistent feeding produces huge harvests. Fertilizer options. B per option 1, balanced organic. 5-5, 5 or 10-10-10 organic fertilizer every 4 to 6 weeks throughout growing season. Follow package directions for containers. Option 2, compost tea. Homemade or purchased, every 2 to 3 weeks, gentle, builds soil health. Option 3, fish emulsion. Diluted according to directions, every 2 to 3 weeks, excellent nitrogen source for leafy growth. Option 4, slow-release granular. Apply at planting and mid-season, less frequent but consistent feeding. Feeding timeline. Month 1 to 2, establishment. Light feeding or none, let roots establish first. Month 3 to 7, active growth. Regular feeding every 2 to 4 weeks, maximum nutrient needs. Month 8 to 9, rhizome development. Continue feeding but reduce frequency. Month 10 plus, pre-harvest. Stop feeding 3 to 4 weeks before harvest. Signs of nutrient deficiency. Pale yellow leaves, nitrogen deficiency. Slow growth despite good conditions, small, weak shoots. Signs of over-fertilizing. Leaf tip burn, salt crust on soil surface, excessive foliage, small rhizomes. Pro tip. Side dress with compost mid-season. Scratch 1 to 2 inches of compost into top soil. Provides slow-release nutrients. We've covered the fundamentals, choosing rhizomes, containers, planting, location, and care. If this is making ginger growing seem totally doable, hit that like button. Now let's talk about the growth cycle and troubleshooting. Stay with me. Growth stages and timeline. Understanding ginger's growth cycle. Knowing what to expect at each stage helps you understand if your ginger is on track. Month 1, underground development, weeks 1 to 4. What's happening? Roots developing from rhizome, growth buds activating, first shoots preparing to emerge. What you see? Nothing above soil. This is normal. Soil may crack slightly as shoots push up. What to do? Keep soil lightly moist. Maintain warm temperatures, 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Be patient. Emergence takes 2 to 4 weeks. Month 2, shoot emergence, weeks 5 to 8. What's happening? What's when first shoots break soil surface, shoots look like asparagus spears initially, leaves begin unfurling. What you see? Green or reddish shoots emerging, rapid vertical growth once emerged, first leaves opening. What to do? Increase watering as foliage develops, ensure adequate light, begin light feeding. Months 3 to 5, vegetative growth, weeks 9 to 20. What's happening? Rapid leaf and stem production, plant establishing size, root system expanding, beginning rhizome development underground. What you see? Multiple stems emerging, full lush foliage, plants reaching 2 to 4 feet tall, tropical appearance. What to do? Consistent watering, never let dry out. Regular feeding every 2 to 3 weeks, monitor for pests, provide support if stems lean. Months 6 to 8, peak growth and rhizome expansion, weeks 21 to 32. What's happening? Maximum foliage achieved, rhizomes expanding rapidly underground. This is when harvest size is determined. What you see? Dense, full foliage, plants may reach 3 to 4 feet tall, slight container bulging, if fabric bags. What to do? Maintain consistent moisture, continue regular feeding, protect from temperature extremes, resist urge to check rhizomes. Months 9 to 10, maturation, weeks 33 to 40. What's happening? Plants naturally begin dying back, rhizomes entering dormancy, sugars and starches concentrating, skin toughening for storage. What you see? Leaves yellowing from bottom up, stems weakening, growth slowing or stopping, plants looking tired. What to do? Gradually reduce watering, stop feeding entirely, prepare for harvest, don't panic. Yellowing is natural. Harvest time, month 8 to 10 plus. When to harvest? Early harvest, 8 months. Baby ginger, tender, mild, less fibrous. Smaller yield but premium quality, excellent for pickling and fresh use. Full harvest, 10 months. Maximum yield, mature, full flavor, better for storage, more fibrous but more productive. Extended growing, 10 plus months. Only in warm climates or indoors. Allows continued growth, incremental yield increase. Cue for harvest. 50 to 75% of foliage has yellowed and died back naturally. Common problems and solutions. Troubleshooting. Ginger growing issues. Even with great care, problems can occur. Here's how to identify and fix them quickly. Problem number 1. No shoots after 6 weeks. Causes. Rhizome wasn't viable. Old, treated, damaged. Soil too cold. Below 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Planted too deep. Planted upside down. Overwatered and rotted. Solutions. Gently excavate and check rhizome condition. If firm, move to warmer location. Be patient. If mushy, discard and start over. If dry, increase moisture slightly. Problem number 2. Yellowing leaves, early season. Causes. Overwatering, most common. Underwatering, nutrient deficiency, too much direct sun. Solutions. Check soil moisture before watering. Adjust watering frequency. Apply balanced fertilizer. Move to shadier location if in full sun. Problem number 3. Stunted growth. Small leaves. Causes. Insufficient light, root bound, container too small, nutrient deficiency, temperature too cool. Solutions. Move to brighter location, but not full sun. Consider repotting to larger container. Increase feeding frequency. Ensure temperatures above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Problem number 4. Brown leaf tips. Causes. Low humidity, inconsistent watering, salt buildup from fertilizer, chlorine in water. Solutions. Missed foliage occasionally. Water more consistently. Flush soil with plain water to remove salts. Use filtered or rainwater. Problem number 5. Wilting despite moist soil. Causes. Root rot from overwatering, fungal infection, poor drainage. Solutions. Check drainage holes aren't blocked. Reduce watering immediately. Consider repotting in fresh, well-draining soil. Trim affected roots if repotting. Problem number 6. Pests. Spider mites. Fine webbing on leaves, stippled appearance. Solution. Spray with neem oil or insecticidal soap. Aphids. Small insects on new growth. Solution. Strong water spray, insecticidal soap. Fungus gnats. Small flies around soil surface. Solution. Allow soil to dry more between waterings, yellow sticky traps. Problem number 7. Rotting rhizomes. Causes. Overwatering, especially early season, poor drainage, damaged rhizome at planting, soil-borne pathogens. Prevention. Well-draining soil mix, proper watering, not soggy, healthy starting material, good air circulation. If it happens, remove affected plants, discard soil, sanitize container, start fresh. Problem number 8. No rhizome development, good foliage, small harvest. Causes. Too much nitrogen, excessive foliage, little root growth. Insufficient growing time, container too small, harvested too early. Solutions. Switch to balanced or lower nitrogen fertilizer. Extend growing season if possible. Use larger containers next time. Wait for natural dieback before harvest. Harvesting for maximum yield. Harvesting your ginger. Harvest timing and technique directly impact yield size and storage quality. Here's how to maximize your harvest. When to harvest. Minimum, 8 months after planting. Ideal, 10 months or when 50 to 75% of foliage yellows. Baby ginger, 4 to 6 months for tender, mild harvest. Visual cues for harvest. Leaves yellowing from bottom up, stems weakening and flopping, growth has stopped. Some stems have died back completely. Pre-harvest preparation. Week 2 to 3 before harvest. Gradually reduce watering. Week 1 before harvest. Stop watering completely. Allows soil to dry, makes harvest easier. Cut back dead foliage. Remove yellowed leaves and stems to ground level, makes excavation easier. Harvesting process. Method number 1, tip container method, easy. Best for fabric grow bags or light containers 1. Lay tarp or sheet on ground 2. Gently tip container on side 3. Slide soil mass out onto tarp 4. Carefully break apart soil 5. Harvest rhizomes 6. Shake off excess soil. Method number 2, excavation method. Best for heavy containers you can't tip 1. Water lightly day before, makes soil workable 2. Use hand trowel or fork 3. Dig around perimeter of container 4. Work towards center 5. Gently lift rhizome mass 6. Shake off excess soil. Method number 3, partial harvest. Best for continuing growth in warm climates. 1. Dig along one side of container. 2. Harvest outer rhizomes. 3. Leave center growth intact. 4. Refill soil 5. Continue growing. What you'll find. Central mother rhizome, original planting piece, surrounded by new finger growth radiating outward. New rhizomes are lighter colored, firmer texture, more aromatic, better for eating. Typical yields. Small container, 3 to 5 gallon. 1 to 2 pounds, 3 to 5 times multiplication. Medium container, 7 to 10 gallon. 3 to 5 pounds, 7 to 10 times multiplication. Large container, 15 to 20 gallon. 6 to 10 pounds, 10 to 15 times multiplication. Multiple pieces in large container. 10 to 20 pounds possible. Post-harvest cleaning. 1. Gently remove excess soil 2. Rinse under cool water 3. Use soft brush for stubborn soil 4. Air dry completely before storage 5. Don't scrub aggressively, damages skin. Separating for different uses. For eating. Large, firm, healthy rhizomes. For storage. Mature rhizomes with tough skin. For replanting. Healthy rhizomes with visible growth buds. For immediate use. Any size, including tender pieces, for gifting. Attractive, medium-sized pieces. Storage and preservation. Storing your ginger harvest. Proper storage extends your harvest for months. Fresh ginger stored correctly lasts 6 months or longer. Short-term storage, 2 to 4 weeks. Paper bag method. 1. Wrap dry ginger in paper towel. 2. Place in paper bag. 3. Store in refrigerator crisper drawer. 4. Check weekly. Replace damp paper towel. Plastic bag method. 1. Place unwashed ginger in Ziploc bag. 2. Press out air. 3. Store in crisper drawer. 4. Don't wash until ready to use. Medium-term storage, 2 to 3 months. Whole freezing. 1. Wash and dry completely. 2. Place in freezer bag. 3. Remove air. 4. Freeze 5. Grate frozen as needed, easier than fresh. Pre-grated freezing. 1. Peel and grate fresh ginger. 2. Portion into ice cube trays. 3. Freeze. 4. Transfer cubes to freezer bag. 5. Use individual cubes as needed. Long-term storage, 6 to 12 months. Root cellar, cool storage. Store in breathable container, wooden box, paper bag. Bury in slightly damp sand or sawdust. Keep it 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit with high humidity. Check monthly, remove any soft pieces. Last 6 to 9 months. Dehydrating. 1. Slice thin, 1/8 inch. 2. Dehydrate at 135 degrees Fahrenheit until crisp, 6 to 8 hours. 3. Store in airtight container. 4. Rehydrate or grind to powder. 5. Lasts 1 to 2 years. Preservation methods. Pickled ginger. Slice thin. Pickle in rice vinegar with sugar and salt. Lasts 6 months refrigerated. Ginger paste. Blend with small amount of oil. Freeze in ice cube trays. Lasts 3 to 6 months frozen. Candied ginger. Cook in sugar syrup. Dry and coat with sugar. Lasts several months at room temperature. Ginger powder. Dehydrate completely. Grind to fine powder. Store in airtight container. Lasts 1 to 2 years. Signs of spoilage. Discard if soft, mushy texture, moldy appearance, foul odor, extensive shriveling, slimy surface. Storage tips. Never store wet ginger, promotes rot. Don't store near ethylene-producing fruits, apples, bananas. Check stored ginger monthly. Use oldest pieces first. Save best pieces with growth buds for replanting. Saving rhizomes for replanting. Creating your own seed stock. Once you've grown ginger successfully, save the best rhizomes for replanting. You'll never need to buy ginger again. Selecting replanting stock. Choose rhizomes that are firm and healthy, no soft spots. Have multiple visible growth buds, medium to large size, more energy for growth, disease-free, from your most productive plants. Avoid small, thin pieces, rhizomes without visible buds, any with damage or soft spots, pieces that showed disease during growing. How many to save? Plan for 20 to 30% more than you want. How many to save? Plan for 20 to 30% more than you want to plant. Some won't sprout, so having extras ensures success. Storage until planting. Method number 1. Refrigerator storage, most reliable. 1. Wrap selected rhizomes individually in paper towel. 2. Place in paper bag with ventilation holes. 3. Store in refrigerator, not freezer. 4. Check monthly. Replace damp paper towels. 5. Remove 2 to 3 weeks before planting to break dormancy. Method number 2. Cool, dark storage. 1. Place in shallow box. 2. Cover lightly with dry peat moss or sand. 3. Store in cool location, 55 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. 4. Check monthly for sprouting or rot. 5. Discard any soft pieces. Pre-planting preparation. 2 to 4 weeks before planting date. 1. Remove from cold storage. 2. Place in warm location, 75 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. 3. Set on tray with slightly damp potting soil. 4. Mist occasionally. 5. Watch for green shoots to emerge. 6. Plant when shoots are 1 to 2 inches long. Benefits of saving your own. Free planting material forever. Adapted to your growing conditions. Known productive varieties. No growth inhibitor treatment. Always available when you need them. Building your ginger stock. Year 1. Plant 3 to 5 rhizomes. Harvest 15 to 30 pieces. Year 2. Replant 5 to 10 pieces. Gift or eat the rest. Year 3. Replant as many as you want. Share abundance. Within 3 years, you can scale up to any production level you desire. From one $5 grocery store rhizome to perpetual ginger harvests forever. That's the power of container growing. Which part surprised you most? Drop a comment. Stay subscribed. We're about to cover advanced tips and year-round growing. And there you have it. Everything you need to know to grow ginger in containers and get huge harvests. From choosing rhizomes and containers to planting, care, harvest, and storage, you now have the complete system for growing your own fresh, organic ginger year after year. Let's review the key points. Choose the right container. Bigger is better, 10 to 20 gallons. Use well-draining, rich soil mix. Plant Wanda in spring with growth buds facing up. Place in partial shade with warm temperatures. Water consistently during growth, reduce before harvest. Feed regularly during active growing season. Harvest after 8 to 10 months when foliage yellows each time. Save Datsun, the best rhizomes for replanting. The investment is minimal. One $5 piece of grocery store ginger can turn into 10 pounds of harvest worth over $100. And you can replant and repeat forever. This isn't just gardening. This is creating a perpetual supply of expensive, fresh, organic ginger from a single container. Whether you have a balcony, patio, or small yard, you can do this. Containers make it possible anywhere. Here's what I want you to do right now. First, hit that like button if this made ginger growing seem totally achievable. This information helps other people discover they can grow their own ginger too. Second, leave a comment telling me, are you going to try this? What's your biggest question or concern about growing ginger? I read every comment and respond to as many as possible. Third, Mike, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. I share practical food growing strategies that work in real-world conditions. No fluff, no theory, just what actually produces results. Next week, I'm covering how to grow turmeric in containers using this exact same method. If you love ginger, you'll want to grow turmeric too. It's even more expensive in stores and just as easy to grow. Thanks for watching. Now go grab some ginger, get a container, and start growing your own endless supply of fresh ginger. Your grocery bill will thank you. Your cooking will thank you. And you'll never buy expensive ginger again. I'll see you in the next one. Happy growing!